Yeah, perfect. Let's just set. Okay, software game dev, we're good. I've already been doing some refactors today. Getting pretty old. You know, it's not super fun just having to go through large amounts of like AI assisted and AI gen code. This is kind of just the state of things at the moment, though. And it's far better that I go through it than I don't. Somebody has to. Okay, so a little bit of self-play plumbing. I concerned with this. I think this is okay for now. Okay, so we have run sweep. Get called from here. Hey, Liberty. This is fine. Okay, so it's just like a bare comparison. It's fine. Little janky, not bad though. Wait, and dot path. Wait, path. What are we doing here? Yeah. It's old. This is very weird. So wait, we want This is jank, isn't it? What logic do we have here? Big train block. Big train block. Run train. Structurally though, this is run eval, run train, this is actually structurally not very bad. At least this is very easy to see where everything is, right? Okay. Very procedural, that's what we like. I mean, that's just generally good, you know? Yeah, exactly. Oh, I see what this is. That's fine. Where's the workout equipment? At the farm. I'm in California for the summer. I do have a little gym set up here, but I'm mostly just running. I keep my bench up. Other than that, I'm mostly running. I've lost a lot of weight. I'm very, very lean right now. I know a lot of people like Pelotons. I fucking hate those things. I don't want anybody yapping at me while I exercise. I want to be like left the fuck alone to listen to a book or whatever I'm doing. And just run or lift or whatever. Okay, this is jank. RL in the greater landscape. I mean, you're in the right place for it. Like, the stuff we're doing here is very different from what is going on elsewhere. It's moving quite quickly. We don't have like crazy, sexy algorithmic advances, though we do have a few like consistent good things with a huge amount of perf optimization and new tasks and lots of experiments. Stuff that was like nearly impossible a couple years ago is working almost out of the box today. I think we're pretty much, we're definitely less than a year out from being able to just RL whatever we want. Like any reasonably defined problems. Hmm. Language models. Honestly, language models are not a reasonable RL problem. It's a really stupid RL problem where you kind of just have to light money on fire to make it work. I don't know if we actually want this. Let me think. Let me think if we want this. I'm using Super Maven right in here. I don't dislike language models at all. Like, I dislike um these companies like just trying to consume the entire scope of AI under language models when they're clearly the wrong model for a number of problems and diverting all attention and 90% of the best people away from other problems that they were working on. Language models are great. The thing is, I don't even hate hype. Like, you know, when Dota 2 was happening, that was super hype, and all the academics were being like crusty old bastards about it when it was genuinely awesome. Like, it's fine to be super excited and enthusiastic about work. The problem in my mind is not that. It's when it becomes like a mass marketing thing and you and then people just start very, very clearly just fucking lying about everything to the detriment of other areas of science. You know? All right, let's figure this. I do need to decide on this. Nice. Hello, Jess. Some cleanups. Just a few cleanups. Oops. I'll double check that, my bad. I'm basically on that chunk of the code in a second. FYI. It's very funny how, like, you can point all the LLMs you want at your code, but then if I just go through it myself, I always find more cuts. Every time. It's like, they're not the same thing. Literally telling me that 2 pointers to the same address are somehow different. Man. Continuous control works. Chess and I'd certainly hope we have chess and puffer 5. Yeah, self-play is in progress. It loves to, like, save lines by gulfing one-line if statements. It doesn't understand the point of anything. It's weird. And redundant casts. This is kind of ridiculous how bad this is. You know? Can you mix continuous? I forget whether or not I added that. I think I didn't because it would be like another 200 lines. If it ends up mattering, I will add it, but I didn't for now, I don't think. I should? For what, though? We still have not even bothered doing the study, like whether continuous matters at all. A lot of the continuous stuff gets discretized normally. Yeah, but that doesn't give you realism. Like, that's not a thing. Minute of ads. So, Kinvert, was it not doing that before? Like a few days ago? I guess you can't hear me. So I'll ask in a minute. Not been happening until recently. Hang on, let me show you guys this. Let me show you this. I don't think there's anything sensitive here, right? Okay, let me show you guys this. So, look at this. I got affiliate. Does this cut the ads out if I do this? Or does this just make it, like, not let me manage them? This apparently doesn't fix it. So I can do this. Look, I can do this here. But it will have... It'll put pre-roll ads. So this will be 30 seconds of ads per hour. I don't know whether this hurts discoverability and stuff. That's very annoying, though, that the experience gets worse, because I got affiliate, and now you all are getting more ads. That's not good, Twitch. I can do this, I guess. We'll see if this does anything helpful. That's minimum ads. That's 30 seconds an hour. Airplane design is 7 mil. Ooh. I didn't actually see the airplane design. Wait, what? Did I miss something? Let me see. Hang on. Wait, what? There's no way you're modeling full aerodynamics at 700k SPS, right? Or 7 mil SPS, right? That's very cool, though. I mean, in like eng type applications, that is the type of stuff we want to do. Estimate. Yeah, so convert, in order to actually get that to work, you're not that far off, but you need to have... You probably need 2 or maybe 3 levels of simulator there. You need, like, a fast sim, you need a medium verifier sim, and then you need, like, the really slow actual full thing. So I suspect if it's 7 mil, you just wrote the really fast one. Does it do all 3 of those? That's actually really fucking cool, then. What are you cooking? I'm just trying to clean up the Puffer 5 release. second. Why are we doing this? Oh. Because we're writing the file, I see. Isn't that fine, though? Okay. I see that would leak. That's the wrong one, okay. That's fine. Why do we have... Oh, hang on, you're dumb. No, wait, this is fine, right? Yeah, yeah, this is fine. This one can go. Spawn and cleanup logic is messy. Fix this shit. And we will be able to continue. We're actually a good way through this. Why? Yeah, I actually don't know. Can't just have one lines for important stuff like this. There's one major thing with the CUDA usage here, which is this is not robust to CUDA falling off of Docker. Annoying. Okay. I think that's fine. It's defensive, but that's a catastrophic fail check. It'd be very difficult to figure out. Spikes and KL. Unstable hypers mostly if nothing's wrong with the env. Hello, Tim. Um, Mostly cleaning up puffer 5C. Almost done. It's 80% through. Oh, did I miss this? No, I didn't. Wait, what? Okay, we'll get there after. Finished or complete framework. Like, to the point that we're set on. It would basically be that we can't find a problem that we throw at it where it fails in any way, where there's like reasonably a path for it to succeed. Which is vague, but basically we just keep throwing it at problems, and then our default algorithm is just good. We solve everything that can be solved with predictable scaling. Like, from there, it's not so much solved as it's like a mature, established thing where progress becomes incremental, and we can kind of just use it to solve whatever we want. Still have a month on the timeline. There's some cleanup. There's some experiment stuff. Well, I mean, there's like some experimental stuff to make sure we haven't broken anything. There's env integrations. There's a little bit of release work. And I also have professional things to be doing in that time. Critical states. Yeah, so what happened with that is we had a major contract that needed some self-play progress, which that added so much code to Puffer that it basically made sense to do the major refactor cleanup and port to C and CUDA everything first. So, like, functionally, we are just switching the deliverables of Puffer 5 with Puffer 6. So Puffer 6 is going to have more algo stuff. Puffer 5 is perf, major cleanup, everything into nice, all CUDA C, etc., etc. We did make some progress on the algo stuff, but then I had to do this. No, so broadly, Jess, um, we are not developing broadly useful RL techniques for companies that don't go back into Puffer. It would be very hard to get us to sign a contract like that closed sources general purpose RL improvements. And like when we do a contract in an area where we have tools but the tools aren't fully matured and tested, it basically just involves more manual work than it would involve if we did have those tools fully matured and tested. So there's some fiddling for sure. What are we doing? We're doing cleanups for the Puffer 5 release. I'm trying to get this release down to roughly 10,000 lines. Um, let's just say, Arch, that by the time it releases, there probably will be some substantial changes. Self-play is just really annoyingly complicated, and we're trying to get it to be simple. Yeah, this is definitely a mess. How much code we have in here? Well, it's not that much. Do we need to do this through GPU, I wonder? There was a conversation on X where I was hoping I would get a reply from, where is it? From Susan, but apparently not. Unfortunate. Do we want to be able... Hang on. Let me think. To render this from GPU? Yes, because if the env is GPU, it has to be. Yeah, no, chess. The goal is not to make the best chess agent, though that would be nice. It's more so like taking a hard problem and then doing it with very simple RL. Actually, just the I'm still waiting on the conditional action tree. Let me ask Finn. I think Finn's probably, yeah, Finn's got to be asleep, so he'll reply tomorrow. The Finn turn. Pancake. What? I'm not spending time checking joke PRs. Oh, yeah, whatever. Eval. Better value function. 11 p.m. on a Friday. I doubt he's asleep. I'm fucking asleep most of the time at 11 p.m. on a Friday. There actually is a pancake. That's funny. When were you at uni? Graduated 2019. I think technically speaking, I took 3 1/3 years, but then I just, because it wasn't a full integer, I just went to the normal graduation. Oh, did I go to sleep at 11 p.m. when I was in university? Hell no, I was out blackout drunk at a party somewhere. $2,000 elo. Dogfish is weaker at depth 0. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Brits and Americans. There's more we can fix. Experiment. So, Jess, the continuous action tree, that should prevent you from having to do 2 actions per move, right? I'm not sure how you implemented it, but, like, it should be back to one turn move. It seemed to work well. Well, when you say it seemed to work well, like, did you just immediately get a better policy, or is it like, "Oh, okay, it runs," or what? Was it faster? Like, was, like, what does that mean? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I missed your message. I was just bleh. Learned about as well when adjusting for time steps. I want to sweep more to see if I can find better configs. More steps per second. Yeah, exactly. You should get double. Checkers, about 1-to-1. I mean, that's good then, Jess, isn't it? Like, that's about what you would expect. So 2x versus the full thing and removing the weird jankiness of the credit assignment. That seems like a good enough win, doesn't it? Especially the way that you were doing it before. It should be almost identical. You can thank Chris Bamford for that on X. Original author. Did a lot of great RL work before he got bought out by LLMs. I was paused and thought he was really focused. Got him. Should be good. Make sure this doesn't do anything stupid. The reason I'm doing this, by the way, I do not care at all about the breakout GPU code. Like, I really don't. It's kind of just throwaway. At least for now it is. Okay. Do I hop on voice? Yeah, when I do code reviews sometimes. I used to do that more. I don't know why. I just kind of got sucked into the core dev. There's just so much to fix on the core. Eval episodes, num games. I mean, at least we found some good cuts here, right? Like, yeah, we're at 3470 lines, which is good timing because we're at, what, like 85% through this? Finished, masters, did an RL inside your work. Congratulations! Congrats. RL's hard. Good results, proper using ideas from Puffer. Hey, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, it's really cool to see more people getting into the space. Just by virtue of like making stuff faster and simpler. You're very welcome. I don't know if you've seen this result yet. A little bit of seed sensitivity on it. Do this. Yeah, there you go. Check this out. Ready? We train breakout. Boom, trained. Dutch imbalance market. Huh. That's cool. RL in commerce. Trade with many strategies with respect to usage and returns. That's definitely cool. Hang on a second. I gotta do one thing real quick. I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, we're back. Into everything. Wait. Single policy trade, multi strategies. Mexican correct match. RL dev, reinforcement learning. Trained everything on my personal laptop. Trillions of steps throughout testing. Trillions of steps on a 3070 is a lot. Okay. Let's do... Let's take a quick look here, at least. Millions of seconds. 10 days continuous. What? Millions of steps. No, we do trillions of steps of experiments, but we do it on, like, at least 8 GPUs. Typically. We actually can get that amount of data. But on one, like, not top-end GPU, that's a lot. That's funny. Oh, millions of steps for 10 days straight. Oh, that's reasonable then, actually. Depending on the end, Puffer can output... well, our latest version can get up to 50 million steps per second. But typically, people are in, like, the high single-digit millions for, like, a decently optimized thing with a medium-sized policy by our standards. Interested in an env is just working on IRL data. I have 1 gigabyte of market data. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Well, it really depends how you're formulating the problem, right? Because there still has to be an interaction of some sort. We have actually done stuff in finance sort of like that before. So if you have a different way of formulating stuff, like, yeah, that'd be very interesting. In fact, depending on the quality of your work, I might even know some professional contracts who would be interested. Trillions of steps in aggregate during my work. Yeah, that actually does make sense. That is good. That is good. Typically, individual projects require, like, across testing. Yeah, that's in the ballpark for a complex env. our current project is actually probably in like the 10 trillion plus territory with the number of experiments we've done. But that's for like larger projects where you're kind of rushing and have to just run a lot of stuff at the same time. Don't get on static. I have also actual thesis. Oh yeah, if you want to make a demo, what I would suggest for web, like look at any of our stuff that we do in Raylib. If you just get the viz in into Raylib, you can just build the whole thing to WebAssembly. Can't share it yet. Let me know when it is. Generally, it's a good idea to get your work out there. I mean, unless you want to like go directly build a company off of it or something like that. Depends what you're trying to do. It's actually not bad, to be fair. No, I don't really follow LLM research most of the time. Front end, thesis, not going for PhD, 1 years, AI and doing kind of stuff with LMs. Yeah. So that's the annoying thing, right? About like a specific area of a field blowing up is then all of a sudden all the money gets just strained over to that. Oh yeah, there was a bunch of crap in here that just made its way in. Nice. Okay. Deep learning solution or product. Doing that all day would be ideal. I mean, we do have work in that space, man. But Puffer's a small lab, and we don't take funding, so we really only grow at the rate that we grow client work. So we don't just like have interviews or whatever for full-time positions. I will keep that in mind though for professional stuff. Particularly in finance, there are quite a number of people that have there are quite a number of finance people that want like RL sims and whatnot. A lot of them tend to be less technical though, so you really have to bring them back down to earth on like a thing that makes sense versus not. Ah yeah, Convert knows. Actually, ask Convert on that stuff. Perfect. How much more do we have? We have 600 lines left to edit. C reduction. So modeling that, like stuff like that is part of what you would negotiate. I mean, with Puffer, we do a number of different things. When we think we can just solve somebody's problem, sometimes we'll say like, yeah, we can just solve this for you for this price. But sometimes like people want a sim that they can do other stuff with. And then it's basically like, okay, the sim will support this, the sim will support that. You know, the sim will model this, it won't model that, right? We'll have a baseline RL integration with Pufferlib that will achieve 5 million step per second training with a policy of such and such size, provided you don't put any other stuff in our loop that's slow, you know? We've definitely learned our lesson on underscoping. Like, for our type of work, it's very important that we scope what we're going to deliver. Because actually, it's very funny. We don't ever have a problem on not being able to deliver something for a client. We've literally never had that problem. The only problems we ever have are like clients wanting 3 times the amount of work is what we formally agreed on and signed. This is kind of crap, isn't it? And I gotta motivate myself to do this last couple hours of stuff here. 1, 2, 3 functions left, right? Ingolf, we do actually have there's one other finance client I can think of that we still have active that might be interested if you emailed me some basics as well. J Suarez at Puffer. Actually, can you remind me, have you contributed any ends with Puffer? We do no, we do need people in that space, though we're a little bit hesitant with people who we've not directly like seen code from. This train is massive. We definitely need to clean this. We're at 3420 lines, though. That's really nice. Rock has been using dataset. No, so Apocalypse, that's not so the reason is that it's fast. It's really simple. Like, it's simply much faster. So I don't have to sit here for 15 minutes, like, drooling while I wait for a simple refactor. I do actually, I have the Soul Sub as well, and I've been using it less and less. I've mostly just been using Rock. Like, no, it's not smart. It's very dumb. But then again, like, in my view, like, all the models are pretty dumb. So I really don't even notice that much when, like, one model does something dumb versus another. Because I've never had a model yet where I've been like, wow, this is actually really capable and smart. Like, they all write absolutely terrible code, miss really obvious cleanups, add lots of redundant crap, right? Wait, if you're at a firm and two people can get work done in time, you should never have throughput. Um, this is more so like I'm making all of the key decisions here. The models are nowhere near good enough for a project like Puffer to do this well. Like, yes, they can optimize individual kernels. Sometimes they can even jointly optimize things, right? They miss a lot of really important research opportunities. They write very bad code. So I'm still very much involved. There we are. It's fine. Yes. It should be good, right? Yeah. Not dealing with this stupid C++ warning. Fuck you, C++. Oh, hey. Well, I did not get a proof of this, by the way, so this is whatever it is, raw is what it is. Oh, that's sad. Nice. See, we have way simpler puff any gets. Pre-trained ULM fit type. I've never heard of that. Oh, you can't give me... What even is this, man? This is a shitty Medium article. Where is this? This thing? Yeah, I don't think that this doesn't look remotely applicable. We do have we have a new RNN architecture that it does work very nicely for what we do. It's based on Mingru. Yeah, but language is kind of like one big task where everything sort of matches. Like RL looks very different as a problem. Okay. Like obviously, right? Why wouldn't it come up with this? Because it's bad. That's cool. But presumably, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, this is async. This is still in development. That's a lot, man. This is a lot. User self placed that up. I've been improving it, Jess. It's still a pain. You're improving the code at the very least, right? Ah, annoying. Last log wholesale. This is a mess. A lot of this mess, honestly, is from self-play. Piece of crap code, I swear. It's just hard to do this thing well. Why I never did it. I'm trying, Jess. It's just, ugh. Yeah, let me just see if, like, what the hell this is. This is just, like... Okay, just legacy mess. See, the funny thing is I haven't even fully read this, because how do you even fully read this, right? I just look at a block of code and I just go, that's too much code for the thing that it's implementing, right? It's a very important thing to be able to do. It's like, no. It's like, well, no, it's clearly, it has to be super complicated because it's hard. And I just look at it and go, yeah, I don't buy that. And then it goes away. Is that it? Oh, it probably factored it out like a dummy. Let's see, 30. Okay. No episode alignment. Yeah, you can't have episode alignment here, unfortunately. unless it's a fixed timeout. This, if anything, would be where you would implement truncations, by the way. Mhm. Much better though, right? Okay, here's our log. Okay, that's fine. This is downsample. This is self-play. Okay, this is fun. This is fun. I think we could design this a little bit better. I want to make a commit, though. Oh, that's a very nice cut. That's a very nice cut. $367. It ends up shorter. Look at that. It ends up shorter. Minus 20 lines. It didn't find that either way, by the way. I just want to point out. Soul, like 5.6, X high, Grok. They still miss crap like this. Oh, wait. No, it works. We can probably unify this more, but this is already way better. Let me see. Yeah, the eval's different for now. It's fine. What did the AI miss? It missed that it was like totally duplicating a lot of the evaluation logic between two functions. I pointed out and it's 20 line shaved off, you know? So I mean we have to test this now. Huh. It did break it though. Pretty much all. I mean, it's just general code restructuring, Jess. Like bit by bit, it's like, all right, you know, this thing is obviously just bolted onto the existing code. Like, you don't just add, like, it's not add feature, like, thing exists, then add feature, right? It's like, okay, new feature. Cool. If the code base is now going to contain this, like, how should I design it such that it contains both of these things in the simplest way possible? It was basically just like all the new features being bolted on with absolutely no consideration of how to redesign accordingly. And yeah, it's not easy. It takes time to do it. That's why code bases get bloated so easily. But you have to do it. Possibly this eval might be too slow. What are we doing? Stupid thing, man. Okay. That's more reasonable, but 3384, right? Stupid model. 35 with lots of time, learn this stuff. With sufficient time. It's it's a combination of systems programming, machine learning fundamentals, and then a fair bit of like reinforcement learning specific knowledge. I will say that we do have people that are contributing to Puffer. Like we have a couple high schoolers that occasionally submit reasonable things, quite a few undergrads. So there's definitely some background required. And the high end of it, like there's a lot to learn. But I will say it's at least 10 times easier to get into than it was just a couple of years ago. I see. Any cool env you wish somebody worked on? I mean, I think research wise at the moment, there are a few complex ones. Um, but for beginners, like we need more self-play tasks. I'll give you an example of this. If you go look up robocode, We already have an end for this, but stuff like that where that's like a 1v1 tank battle game, and it's nice because it's pretty simple, it's not a huge amount of code to implement, you can run it really fast, but there are quite a good number of different strategies. There are quite a good number of different strategies that emerge in it, and there are a lot of different scripted agents that you can play against. Makes it a very nice task. Yeah, this is going to be much, much, much deeper than HTML. I mean, it is the one nice thing I will say is like there is stuff that people can do with the first chunk of a basic systems course already. So I generally think that a lot of first year undergrads who are just taking their very first systems programming course already can kind of start doing stuff in this space and understand, a good amount of what's going on. And it's a pretty smooth ramp from there. So I'm not going to pretend it's trivial because it's not trivial, but there is a much smoother on ramp than there used to be. Like 3 years ago, it was if you wanted to do anything in this space, like come back when you have a PhD. Now it's much, much more reasonable, I would say. Yeah, so Finn has been iterating on NetHack, and Finn keeps shipping us ridiculously good results all the time. System stuff in high school, maybe some of them. Um, Unfortunately, well, I don't know how they do it anymore, to be fair, but unfortunately, when I was taught, I did start programming when I was very young, but frankly, the secondary education for programming is awful. It's actually worse than not teaching people programming in some places. Like, they teach you such an awful way of programming that it literally takes you years to undo the damage that they do, like, how they teach you to build things. It's such a mess. They very well could teach programming this way in high school. It's not even much more. It's like it's not even more complicated, really. But it's mostly just an education failure. Actually, honestly, pen and paper is not the issue. Like, that's fine. I mean, it's not ideal. Like, here, I do think that writing like code with pen and paper, like that's a little ridiculous, but writing code in a text editor, with no lint or ability to run or anything, like that's fine. So, because just, I guess on like ruled paper, maybe, but it's still just jank. Like, because you have indents and stuff, it's just weird. So I think it's like non-runnable, just write the code fine, but pen and paper is like eh. Also, you tend to have to iterate on your code a lot more. So like just having the ability to edit the stuff that you're writing, you kind of need that. But very, very close to pen and paper is, I'll say it's more close to fine than it's to like ridiculous. State school. You should not be getting rejected by a state school for not having math competitions. Like, I'm an MIT PhD. I've never done a math competition. Language syntax rather than how computers code work. Yeah, so that's why C is nice, because you can't learn C without learning, without learning what a computer does. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, the pen and paper thing is fine if you just if you write a 1 hour exam for 3 hours, then sure. But don't expect people to code on paper fast. Any folks my age? Did you say? Let's see. What age did you even say? 35? Yeah. 35 is not old, dude. You're 6 years older than I am. Inner Mongolia. My torch still doing things. And why is there no good research on here, I swear? Just all LM crap. Skip college. Roger, I personally think that too many people go to college in America. Like, a lot of the degrees are just completely worthless. And then people are just, like, profoundly unhappy trying to find a very badly paying entry-level white-collar job that has nothing to do with what they studied, when they'd be way happier in a well-paying trade job. Hang on. There we go. Camera's way better with that. The hell is this? Where'd the self-play eval go? Is this thing... If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna repeat the damn code. This is ridiculous. Wait, you bring your own copy? The heck? It's 100%. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Seems odd. Okay. Is that worth it? What's the agenda? Hey, Anish. I'm finishing cleaning up the Pufferell file. Time is it? I probably gotta head out in like 15-20 minutes. I'd like to finish this. It's very annoying. Yeah, Jess. I mean, it needs a lot of testing still. It is still a net cut. Let's double check if this even works. I think not bad. Let's do... RuneScape Env? Valo is still working on it. He keeps sending me updates. It's almost ready for PR. I'll actually message him PR soon. Also, where's John Curtis? He was on here a second ago. I want that that Fight Cave NPR as well. And I always get to doing so much stuff. It's like, there. That's nice. I'd like to not, but I don't really want to special case it. Dig Dug. That's a fun one. Yeah, that's chill. That should be like a pretty short little project. It's a fun one. That was one of the few games I remember from a long time ago. Oh yeah, yeah, I had that, man. Was this the same thing I'm thinking of? Yeah, 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 this is exactly what I'm thinking of. You'll get this thing solved basically instantly. I think the logic for this is pretty simple, right? Look pretty and see. Well, the graphics layer will be separate, right? Oh, there's John. We're working on it last week. Open World RS. Less encounter focused. Yeah, so John, I think that the most likely thing with RL in mind, right, will be that we can kind of drop agents at individual challenges to begin with. Then we can have the same policy being dropped randomly at a bunch of challenges to learn lots of things in one policy. And then we can try some more open worldy stuff. Very excited. I just want to make sure we at least get an initial PR so I can help integrate stuff, you know? Because I definitely, like, I absolutely want your M's, Valo M's, Craftax, NetHack. Like, that's 5 hard M's in Puffer 5. Definitely want all that stuff in. I think we can declare it like 90% done and commit for now. Also, how fast is this thing without a GPU? 1.8? Good. That's actually a negative. That's actually a net deletion, by the way. We are not counting like stuff in the crappy breakout code. So that's a net cut to the core. Okay. 10.5K. Damn. How bad's this gonna be? Oh yeah. Hmm. What even is this? Okay, I see. The reason again that I give it something so broad is this protein code is almost entirely AI gen or AI ported from a contributor. So don't have any attachment to it yet because like basically nobody has bothered to go through and look if it's any good. So just like this starting point is as good as a slightly different AI starting point, and we should have a very strong bias to the file being shorter. Papers use Gym. Planning research. If you want to be able to do like at home RL research, Pufferlib will be well over 1,000 times faster than anything based on Gym. So as a matter of practicality, like, yeah, our stuff actually lets you run experiments where otherwise you just can't. RL doesn't work when you run 10 million time steps, man. It just doesn't. DP. What are your thoughts on neural nets? Like, I don't know. Like, 8 out of 10, they kind of model some things, but I don't like how they remind me of pomegranates and make me hungry. Mm. Want to start branching game dev? Do you prefer Grok? So, I don't really care very much about the models because, like, for what I'm doing, they're all sort of dumb. They all make the same sort of dumb mistakes. So in my mind, I don't really care whether I have one version behind, like, because the labs kind of just leapfrog each other every other month, anyways. The reason I'm using Grok right now is strictly because it's much faster. And that is important to me because I'm basically making all of the technical decisions here. Um, and I'm editing stuff at the line by line level as well. And waiting for an hour for the LLM to spin only to be wrong is completely infuriating. And yeah, that's about it. So this here, like this is an example of a much longer change where I could very well have given this to Soul and just have left for to go to dinner or whatever. Um that would sort of be fine, I guess. But the only reason that you see me doing a change this big is because the file that I'm changing, this was submitted by a contributor, and this is a fully like LLM port of our existing code. So I'm not remotely attached to the quality of this thing at all. The quality is already very low, and I want to refactor it manually. And getting it as short as possible while still being correct is the best starting point for that, which is what this is doing now. Trying to brainstorm more self-play. Tron. There actually was a guy that like did a Tron like env and then just never submitted it to us, like the light bike type game, right? Yeah, that would work. That's that overlap with multi-agent Snake. Not really. It's like pretty different, to be fair. You're trying to cover an area in that, aren't you? Or are you just trying to screw up your opponent? I guess you can play it either way, right? It's like first to wipe out, or it's like largest area covered. I think the territory control version is interesting a lot more than the like first to wipe version. It would have to be strictly 1v1, I think, because if you do more than 1v1, like elimination games are really obnoxious when yeah, elimination games are really obnoxious. The model. Yeah, that'll be a fun little PR. Do the you do the sign in red. It fits Puffer very nicely. It's a great way to get into Puffer as well. Just like building a couple little ends. High quality ones end up being pretty widely used for research as well. Mm. Oh, there is undo. That's cool. Probably should go soon. But yeah, it's 5:11. Yeah, I think I should end stream because I'm gonna have to go to a thing in a second. Um, yeah, but this is pushed, guys. So 10,544 lines. I think we'll get it to about probably 10.3K after protein cleanup. And then between the stupid pufferfish loading and the CPU and like all the other things, they're going to very easily be another 300 lines of cuts. So we will literally just be able to release 10K line puffer 5, which will be a very nice accomplishment. For everybody who's new around here, this is all open source. Go ahead and start the repo on GitHub if you haven't already. It actually really does help me surprising amount. There's YouTube and Twitch, obviously. You can follow me on X for more RL content. And you can join the Discord if you want to get involved with development. That's where we coordinate everything, and there are a bunch of helpful people in there. I think I will probably be streaming a little bit more refactoring tomorrow, as well as I owe Muffin, one of the contributors, a environment code review. I will probably do that tomorrow. Thank you all. Have a nice evening.